So it's officially been signed that Anthony Joshua is going to fight Oleksandr Usyk in Tottenham Hotspur's new stadium in September the 25th. My initial thoughts about this fight is that I think it's a very dangerous fight for Anthony Joshua. I think Anthony Joshua is a very strong possibility in my mind that I think he's going to lose this particular fight. The reason is because Anthony Joshua tends to struggle with fighters that that are smaller than him, that are kind of slick. If you look at his previous opponents, when he actually lost to Andy Ruiz had a similar dimension to Oleksandr Usyk. He's 6'2". Obviously he's a smaller heavyweight, but he also had very fast hands, and although he didn't have the slickness of Oleksandr Usyk, he did have fast hands and he's very quick on the counter. Oleksandr Usyk got one thing that Andy Ruiz didn't have, and that's very slick, fast foot movement. His foot movement is incredible, and on top of that, he's a very good fighter in terms of his range control and the way he moves from side to side. So in my opinion, I think Oleksandr Usyk is going to give all types of problems to Anthony Joshua. Another fighter that Anthony Joshua struggled with in his career was Alexander Povetkin. Now, although he stopped Alexander Povetkin in, I think it was the 6th or the 7th round, if you look at that fight before he knocked him out with that one right hand, Alexander Povetkin gave Anthony Joshua a lot of problems. In my card, he was winning 4 of the 6 rounds, so I had Anthony Joshua only winning 2 rounds in that particular fight before Anthony Joshua knocked him out with the right hand. And all of these fighters have a similar dimension. They're very small heavyweights with fast hands and good movement and slick footwork. So in my opinion, I think Usyk is going to give Anthony Joshua a lot of problems with his movement, his slick boxing skills, his technical ability, and I will not be surprised if Usyk beats him with a 12-round unanimous decision. Now, the only kryptonite that Usyk has against Anthony Joshua is that he's a smaller heavyweight, and there is a question of whether he can handle Anthony Joshua's power. Another thing that he has going against him is the fact that he's putting on all this weight. I think Alexander Usyk should be as light as possible if he's going to go in there against Anthony Joshua, because his advantages over Anthony Joshua is going to be his foot movement, his speed, his hand speed, his movement, and all of them things could be stifled if he puts on too much weight. So I think you should just stay light, stay to your advantages. He's got an advantage over Anthony Joshua in the fact that he comes from the cruiserweight division. The fact that he comes from cruiserweight, he was dealing with fighters that are smaller, lighter and faster than Anthony Joshua. So when he goes up there in heavyweight, he's going to see the punches coming from Anthony Joshua because they're going to be more less fast. Obviously Anthony Joshua's going to hit harder, but he's not going to be as fast as the fighters that he fought in the lower weight, so he'll be able to deal with his speed quite well. So in my opinion, I think this is a very, very, very dangerous fight for Anthony Joshua to take, and I think there's a very good chance that Usyk is gonna actually pull off the upset and he's gonna beat Anthony Joshua. And I think it's a very strong chance that the undisputed fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua might not happen, and I'm going to make a separate video about that very soon. So yeah, that's my initial thoughts on this. I think this is a very dangerous fight, and I think Usyk is a very, very, very live underdog, and I think he's got a very strong chance of upsetting Anthony Joshua and taking his titles. And I honestly think it is actually going to happen. A lot of people think Usyk can't deal with Anthony Joshua's power, and on top of that, a lot of people think that he didn't look too impressive in his last performance against Derek Chisora. But Derek Chisora has a completely different dimension to Anthony Joshua. Derek Chisora is a fighter that basically doesn't carry himself in terms of like his style, the way he carries himself. He's not similar to an Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is a very different type of fighter to Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora is smaller and is a pressure fighter. Anthony Joshua is taller, and he is more like a boxer puncher. So yeah, in my opinion, this is what I think is going to actually happen. I think Usyk is probably going to win via 12-round unanimous decision. Obviously, when I get closer to the fight, my opinion might change. There might be something that changes my opinion based off, for example, like if I see Usyk come in at ridiculously high weight, or if something like that happens, or some type of wild card comes, like for example he gets ill, or he's ill, or he gets injured or something like that, then I might change my position. But right now I think Oleksandr Usyk actually beats Anthony Joshua quite handily in a 12-round unanimous decision. Obviously there could be a chance that he gets robbed because of the fact that they're fighting in Anthony Joshua's home country. That's a very strong possibility, and obviously they do want the undisputed fight to happen. They don't want the £100 million payday to go down the drain for both fighters, both Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. The boxing establishment want that particular fight to happen, and they're probably not going to let a Usyk get in the way of that. So in my opinion, the only way Usyk can actually win is by stopping AJ, and there's a chance that he can do that as well. I mean, Usyk is not known as a power puncher, but if he lands on AJ at the right point in his chin, there's a chance that he could knock him out. Especially if he's outpointing him and Anthony Joshua gets desperate. But that's just my opinion. Tell me your opinion. This is a very great fight. You've got a fighter who became totally undisputed at cruiserweight, fighting a fighter who has all the belts at heavyweight apart from the WBC and Ring Magazine belt, which Tyson Fury at this moment has. And on top of that, you've got a fighter that they're both Olympic gold medalists as well. So this is a historic fight, and I think it's great for the sport of boxing, and they're both are fighting each other. But who do you think is going to win this particular fight? Tell me your opinions below. Like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace out.